There's something in our molecular structure that has been embedded within us um, from our ancestral lineage. I would call it ancestral markers that it's passed down, and because of that we experience certain issues or traumas. Now, I don't know the complete scientific terms for things like this, but this is just what I came to know and understand. Okay, right? Um, Now, say for instance, you may suffer from high blood pressure or diabetes or something like that. Um, and they always say, you're predisposed to it because, it runs in your family. That's why they always ask you when you go to the doctor, you fill out this questionnaire and they're like, okay, does this run in your family? Does this run in your family? And they always tell you, okay, you're predisposed because it's in your family, right? But for the people who eat healthy, they live a healthy lifestyle, they may not drink, they may not smoke, they exercise regularly, they meditate, they do all these things, but then they still end up having hypertension or anxiety, depression and different things like this, and they're like, okay, I'm doing everything right, I don't understand. And doctors in western medicine, they'll just be like, well, you're predisposed, take this medication, right? To me, what spirit was telling me is it's a marker. It's like a, I guess you would say, like a, it's a spiritual thing, but it's also molecular. It's embedded in you within your DNA. So say for instance, you have to go back into your lineage to understand the cause and effect, because I believe that everything is a cause and effect. So if you go into your lineage and you see some of the things that your ancestors have went through, say for instance they experienced certain traumas. Now in our culture, of course, we understand there are certain things that we went through, so there are certain traumas that are embedded within our DNA, and then we may not completely understand why we react to certain things, or how certain instances in society automatically triggers us. So they're like triggers, they're markers. And so, because of the cause of what happened previously within our lineage, within our DNA, we are experiencing some of the same things that our ancestors experienced. So, because of the trauma, because of the stress, because of the PTSD, because of these things that they've experienced, they tend to develop the cause and effect, develop certain things. So if you're completely always under stress, stress is like a deadly killer, right? It can cause anxiety, it can cause hypertension. So I said all that to say is it's within the DNA. It's embedded. You understand what I'm saying? If you know you're doing everything right, you're like, what is it? That's when you got to dig deeper and kind of look into the spiritual aspect and go into your ancestral lineage. And so if you know all that, then what, right? Because people be like, okay, I did all that, now what? Okay. Number one, I would say you would do a ritual, a cleansing ritual for your ancestors, your ancestral line, whatever, depending on what you found out that they've been through, right? And then I would say for you, because you're experiencing it currently, it's a combination of a lot of things. So if you're already taking the initiative with the lifestyle, the food, exercise and different things like that, then you go internally with the meditation, harmonic frequencies to change the structure of the molecules within your body, because you know that frequencies and vibrations and tones can change things. Like they've done studies on how different sounds and tones and vibrations and even classical music can change the structure of water, can cause different plants to be alive. You know, plants that were dying do a 180 and now they're full of life. So you have to pump yourself full of life. And when you're changing those molecular structures via sound, tones, frequency, and vibrations, then you're also simultaneously visualizing and also changing your thought process as well. It's like a combination of a lot. It takes a lot of work. It's no one way to change. It's not a one-stop shop. Like it takes a lot. But I don't know. That's my thoughts. What do y'all think?